Let's start in child's pose. If you can hear me, go into child's pose. And do your deep breathing. Inhale. Exhale. Go tell her she has to get her office ticket. All right, take your left hand and take it towards your right hand so you can stretch that side body. Your head is still on the floor. And if you can get your left hand on top of your right hand, stretching out your side body. All the while inhaling and exhaling. Okay, now let's go to the opposite side. Take your left hand off the mat. Take your right hand close to your left hand, on top of your left hand, so you can get that side body stretch. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. All right, take your hands back to the center. And just lay down on your mat. You're laying on your belly. You can take your left ear to the mat as you take your, you're taking your right leg out in a frog pose. Just your right leg is coming out. And you're turning towards your right side body. Strengthening that. And the more you take that leg up, move it up, you'll feel more of a stretch. You may not be able to take it up far while you're inhaling and exhaling. Now straighten that leg back and take your left leg and you're turning your head to your left side, frog pose on the left side. The more you bring that leg up, the more of a stretch you're going to feel as you're inhaling and exhaling. Now bring both of your legs back, side by side. Take your hands and you're gonna sit up in a baby cobra pose. And if you can, I'm taking my fingers and I'm going to spread them out like this. I'm working from home on my computer all day. So I'm making my fingers like spider fingers. And I'm just gonna, on both sides, both hands, make them like spider fingers. I'm gonna turn it to you. There you go. And just kind of bring yourself up into a baby, but gently, gently, gently into a cobra pose. Very gently. Now release down. We're gonna do that again, but now we're gonna take our right hand and take our right foot, bring it towards our butt. I keep shifting, make sure you can see me. And put your head down on your mat. If you can't touch your butt, that's okay. Just bring that leg in as best you can. And if you can come up a little, bring your chest up off the floor. You're gonna feel it in your lower back. I'm looking just straight ahead. My left hand is out. And release. Now let's do the opposite side. I'll take my left hand and grab my left foot. The exact same thing on the opposite side. I'm bringing my foot as close as I can into my butt. Inhale, exhale. And then I'm gonna raise my head up. I'm gonna raise my arm up if I can. If not, I'm gonna do those spider fingers again. As I look up and feel that stretch in my hamstring. And then release. Now I'm gonna do spider fingers again. Now some of you only can come up, and if you can't do your fingers, just leave your hands flat. But if you can, stretch out your fingers, good. If you can lift up, good. And if I can go all the way up, but if you can't, that's okay. Go to your level of comfort. But I need this after being on my computer all day. Make sure your butt is released. Don't clench your butt muscles. They should be released. Inhale. Now slowly, slowly, slowly roll out on your belly. Now we're gonna do Cobra pose again, but not with our spider fingers. We're on our elbows, sitting up, and I'm gonna take that right leg up. It's up, lifted off the floor, but you're stretching it out. Don't bend your knee, just stretch it out. There you go, Beth. I see you.
Thank you.
Now release the right leg and lift the left leg. I have to keep changing positions. But you're just lifting it off the floor. Just a gentle lift. And you're feeling that all in your lower back. Now put your left leg down. Now this time we're going to lift both legs at the same time. And you may need to lean over and face your face onto your mat as you lift both legs up. My head is facing the floor, facing my mat. Release. Now we're going to just walk up to all fours. Walk up to all fours. And we're going to do some cat-cow. Inhale into an angry cat first. Then release into cow pose. Cat again. Then cow pose. One more time. Angry cat. And then cow pose. Now we're going to take our right leg. We've already stretched it out. And if we can bring it up in the air, our toes are facing down. We're just elongating that leg. And then our left arm, if you can for balance, bring your left arm out. If you can't, keep your left arm down. Now bring that down and let's do the opposite side. Left leg up. Right arm stretches out. You're just looking at the top of your mat. Release. Let's do the opposite side again. Right leg up. Left arm straight out. Always breathing. Release. Left leg up. Right arm out. Release. Let's do a couple of more. No, let's not do cat-cow, but let's just roll our body in the center, just whatever movement that you can make. Okay, now we're going to slowly go into downward dog. And I'm going to, first off, tuck my feet, tuck my toes under, and I'm going to slowly lift my knees off the mat, and I'm just going to hover. I'm just hovering over the mat. I'm not. If you can't hover, stay down. Now let's hover again. Hover up just a tad bit. Hover, hover. Now move back down. This time when we hover, knees off the mat, then we're gonna take it into a downward dog. And stretch your knees out, right to left. Right to left. Just walk your dog in place. Now, let's bring our right leg up. You're in downward dog, but you're elevating your right leg in the air. And you may not go far. You may not go far at all. And then bring that leg down. Walk it in place a little more. Now let's do the left side, and you're breathing in and out. And you bring that leg down. Now, in this downward dog, let's go all the way up on our tippy toes. And then go back to child's pose. Take it back down to child's pose so you can get a rest from your arms. Inhale in. Exhale in. Now we're gonna thread the needle. So you're gonna go back in your all fours position. You're in all fours. You're gonna take the right arm up, and then you're gonna take it across the left side body, but then you're gonna take it back up. You're gonna take it back up. You're not gonna sit down the first time. Raise it up. This time you make it go a little higher, and then take it back through. Let's raise it up again. Inhale up, bring it back through. One more time, inhale it up. This time when you go through, thread the needle, and you sit back in child's pose with this right arm reaching on your left side. Okay, we're gonna inhale up, and we're gonna do the same thing on the opposite side. I don't want you to get sleepy. So I'm raising my left hand up. I'm threading it through gently. Then I'm gonna lift it up again. I may go a little higher. Thread it through. Again, inhale up. Exhale, thread it through. Inhale up. This time when we bring it through, we're gonna lay down. Our right hand is stretched out or around our back. Good job, Beth. I see you. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. This time when we roll up, we're gonna sit back on our feet. Now, what I'm gonna do is, I am going to have my toes tucked under. This may be hard for you to have your toes tucked under and you're sitting back with your butt on your feet. If you can't tuck your toes under, then just put your feet flat like this. That's a modification. Some people find it difficult to hold this pose, but we need to stretch out our toes. And some people cannot sit back. We're just gonna sit here and hold it. Inhale. We might as well raise our arms up. Inhale up. Look up in the sky. Exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Again, inhale up. Hands in the ceiling. Exhale, hands to heart center. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale, hands to heart center. I see some of you had to change your feet position. Now let's just gently tap our feet. Tap them out on your mat. Tap them out gently, gently, gently. Okay, now we're going to do some lunges. Then we're going to stand up and do some. I'm taking my right arm, my right foot, and I'm doing a lunge, a simple lunge. Now, my left knee is on the mat. And just, if you want to bring your hands on top of your knees together, if you want to bring your hands up towards the ceiling, these are all suggestions. Some of you may need to keep your hands down on the floor. That's the most basic, and then to your knee, and then hands up in the air. Whatever is comfortable to you. Now let's bring our hands down and sit back on that foot. We got that left foot. We're just gonna sit gently back on it. Some of you may need to stay suspended. And if you can fold over, you're getting the same stretch. My chest is right over my knee. Inhale. Exhale. Now I'm gonna go back into my lunge. Gonna go back into my lunge. One final stretch in my lunge. And then we're gonna switch sides. I got my left leg up. And this is where I ordered some blocks. This is where your blocks are helpful. If you can't reach the floor, If it's difficult for you to have your hands on the floor as you lunge, books are good, blocks are good. So I'm lunging. My knee is basically over my ankle. It's not going past my toes. My left knee is not going past my toes. Now I'm gonna bring my hands up in the air just because it feels so good. Now I'm bringing my hands down and I'm gonna sit back on this. I'm gonna bring it back. And you may not can straighten your leg. Bring your hands out. My hands are right by my left foot. They're like right by my left foot. And then I can fold over some. As I inhale, exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now I'm walking myself back into the lunge. One more time. Honor your body. If it doesn't feel right, if there's pain, just come out of it. Okay. We're on all fours again. And before we come out, we're going to go into the squat. This is a good hip opener. Squats are great. We hold all our tension in our hips. Squatting, we should squat every day. So good. And those of you who are feel like you're tumbling over, with practice, you'll be able to sit straight and not feel like you're about to fall. Inhale. Exhale. Now, you're going to take your hands and place them right down. And you're going to do a crow pose. I'm kidding, no crows. You're just going to straighten your legs. And you're going to very gently, my legs are far apart. I'm going to very gently just roll up to standing. Very gently, slowly roll up to standing. Now, you can only see my legs now. I can see your legs. And that's okay, because we're going to do balancing, tree pose. Most of you probably need to stay right here. You're balancing on one foot. Some of you may need to hold on to something. Now, I can take my tree all the way up to my thigh. Do not put your foot on your knee. And you're just putting your hands at heart center. Your hands are going to heart center. And the challenge is remaining steady on one foot. You can take your hands up in the air, straight up in the air. I know you can only see my feet, but I can see you guys wobbling. However you want to place your hand. If you want to place your hands on your hips, your hip flexors, but balancing is so important as we age. I see my mom has her hands straight out and she's wobbling, and that's okay, that's good. All right, let it go. Just take your foot, put it down, and let's do the opposite side. Let's just shake it out, shake it out. And now we're gonna do, now I'm doing my left leg. Go to where you need to go. Do not put your foot on your knee. Put it right down here at your calf. And it's the same stretch. Me putting my foot down here on my calf, I feel the same intensity as when I have it way up here. Beth, I see you wobbling. That's okay. This is something you can practice all the time. As we age, our balance gets off. We just need to practice balancing. Inhale. Which every pose, we need to be inhaling and exhaling. All right. Go back to just standing. Now, you can see me. Well, you need to see my legs, so I'm gonna stay like this. We're gonna inhale, bring our arms up to the ceiling. We're gonna bring our arms to our heart center, and then we're gonna fold over. Fold over. You see me just taking my legs. Now let's roll up again. Slowly inhale up. Take your hands up to the ceiling. Exhale, bring them down the heart center. This time when we're down on the floor like this, I'm gonna take my left leg, I'm gonna bend it and leave my right leg straight. Again, this is where you may need a block or a book. And I can feel it in my butt cheeks, my right butt cheeks. I'm gonna leave my right hand right in front of my right foot, but I'm gonna bring my left arm up to the ceiling. And it may just go halfway up. Like when I had my double mastectomy, I couldn't do this. Now I can raise my arm up and look up. Watch your neck though. Be careful with your neck. Don't force the pose. Now let's change. We're gonna straighten our left leg, bend our right leg. Making sure you can see me. And then we have our left arm on the floor and we're raising our right arm to the ceiling. Inhale and bring it down. Then we're gonna roll up again, slowly, slowly, slowly. Roll up to standing. Slowly, 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 roll up to standing. Okay, it's 7:40. Just make your way down to your mat, to your butt. Sit on your butt. Hopefully you have your pillow. I got my pillow. Got my blanket. Remember, next week, we're gonna need a strap, a towel, whatever you have, just for next week. Now let's give ourselves a hug. We did a good job today. We honored our body, we moved. If you can bring your feet off the floor a little, hug your knees into your chest. All right, now we're going to lay back. We're gonna do some bridge poses. Bridges, all you're doing is you're bringing your hips off the mat. Exhale, release. We're gonna do it a couple of times. Inhale up. Exhale, release. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale, release. Now I'm taking my feet up off the floor. Everybody sees my feet. They're basically in a, like I'm sitting. This is how I would be sitting in a chair. And cross your left foot over your right foot. And then you're going to come back to how you were sitting, hugging yourself. And I'm grabbing my feet and bringing them in. I got my legs crisscross. Okay, go back to that bridge pose, but you're just sitting on the floor. You're gonna take your right leg and put it on top of your left knee. This is called, this is like a pigeon pose, but it's on the floor. And then you're gonna thread the needle. You're taking your right hand through this little triangle you have. Looks like everybody got it. And the more you pull that left knee to your chest, the more intense the stretch is. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now you're going to release and do the opposite side. I'm taking my left, putting it on my right, and then I'm threading the needle through. I gotta lift my head up to make sure I'm doing it correctly, and then pull it into your chest. Inhale. You're always breathing, always, always breathing. Now bring your legs down, back to bridge, put your feet on the floor. And this time you're gonna take your feet back up like we did. And you're gonna take both of your legs and just lean them over to your right hip, fold over. Both of your legs are to the right. You turn your head to the left, and you're getting that deep side stretch. And you're inhaling and exhaling. All right. Bring those legs up to the center. And we're gonna roll our hips over to the left side. Slowly, gently, just roll on over. And my right arm is stretched out, and I can feel it under my arm. I can feel that deep stretch. As you inhale and exhale. Okay, roll back up to center. Slowly, gently. And then, does everyone know how to do happy baby? Happy baby is just like this. I'm grabbing both of my feet. This is happy baby. And you can rock in your happy baby. Inhaling, exhaling. Now bring your feet together in your happy baby. I got my feet. You may need to look at me. This is called Supta Baddha Konasana. And then you're going to just let them fall on the floor. And this is how we're going to end in this pose. And if this is uncomfortable because you're still getting stretched with your feet together like this, but if it's uncomfortable, just lay your feet out, spread your legs apart in your final Shavasana. But if you can stay with your feet together for a little while, you're getting more of a stretch in your hips. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. If we know how to be content, we can relax our endless striving and welcome serenity. If we know how to be content, we can enjoy the time we have with the person next to us. If we know how to be content, we can make peace with our past and let go of our baggage. And this is what yoga has done for me. It has taught me how to be content, how to slow down, how to be calm in a busy world. Thank you for joining. You can slowly come up